Peace, peace. So I'm about to go for my run, and I thought about making a video on being unshakable. Like how to be unshakable. And you become unshakable by creating perspective. Creating perspective strengthens your resolve. I had about 2 days ago, somebody tried to make me reactionary. They tried to make me like emotional, right? And something I learned from a mentor 2 years ago was, if you don't maintain composure, you'll never inspire awe. It's the people who are able to remain steadfast and calm in strenuous situations that we really respect. You know what I mean? We see as almost higher than human, because when everybody has problems, they have solutions. You know what I mean? Like they're the ones who don't have fear, the ones who show courage, the ones who have plans of action. You know, those are the ones that we really respect. And when I thought back on it, just, watching my parents and seeing them in moments like where, when I was growing up, we're like facing evictions, or, my mom has to get to work and her car was repoed, like overnight. And her, of course, being emotional about it, but then sucking it up and doing what she had to do and maintaining composure is really what earned her respect from me. Of course, as my mother, of course, but then just as a person, it just showed me how I need to hold myself and carry myself as a person in those times of detriment and obstacles and tribulations and challenges that we have in our lives. We just need to maintain composure, and that steadfastness is what's going to yield the best results out of whatever situation we're in. That's really the alchemist mindset, having that faith and having that perspective of, for example, 2 days ago when somebody tried to make me reactionary, when somebody tried to make me emotional, it really didn't shake me. And I had to think about, in hindsight, why it didn't shake me. And I realized that it did not shake me because my perspective was not a now perspective. I am not acting in accordance with now. Well, I am. I'm always in the present moment. We should always be in the present moment. But I was acting in accordance with that now. In terms of the future is just another now. The future is not some imaginary concept. If you make it to the future, you're only going to make it to another now. Really, when I say I was living from that perspective, I'm thinking about me putting in the work now for myself 5 years into the future, not just for myself today. So if I'm living for myself today for 5 years in the future, if I'm, doing those processes and those routines, creating those habits and those behaviors for myself 5 years in the future, things that happen today really are going to be minuscule in the sense of the purpose, in the sense of the goals that I have for myself. So when they try to pull me, make me reactionary and make me emotional, I have a square. Just think about your perspective being a square. If I was in a square of just today or just this week, and you push me, oh shit, I'm going to stumble outside of my square. You know what I mean? I'm going to become reactionary. You got me. But if I have a square that's 5 years into the future, my perspective is so expansive that when you push me, I'm still within the parameters of my purpose. So I don't need to delve into that part of myself. You know what I mean? Like, it made me unshakable. My resolve, my conviction in myself was so strong that I really did not even react to it. So I feel like that's what a lot of people need in their lives right now. They need that perspective. You know what I mean? They need that. You need to even have a level of faith to know that you will make it 5 years into the future. So it's not only to get that resolve, to get that unshakableness. You not only need to have perspective, but you do need to have faith, because to have that perspective, to know that you will be in the future, you have to have that faith that you will be in the future. And you recognize that being in the future is not some imaginary concept. You realize that the future is another now.